Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Adrienne Montgomery. I'm with ERP-VAR. And thank you so much for being with us today. We know that your time is hard to come by, and we really do appreciate you spending it with us. I'm so pleased to be joined by Kimberly Roma, Director of Channel Partnerships at Nuvei, and Bridget Merton, Director of Strategic Alliances at Avalara. We're focusing on Sage 50 today, and we're talking about all the tariffs and staying ahead of those compliance changes when it comes to the new rules, navigating today's shifting tariff landscape and boosting your bottom line. So we're going to be showing how integrated payment solutions with Sage 50 can transform your financial operations. And we'll be focusing on modern revenue enhancing payment strategies that work directly within your existing Sage 50 system. And then there's a lot of compliance issues when it comes to tariffs, as we all know. Lots of rules that you have to adhere to, and that's what Avalara is all about, is changing sales tax rules, tariff rules, and accommodating them and automating the calculations within your ERP system. And today we're going to be talking about how that works with Sage 50. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Here's the agenda today. We're going to talk about Nuvei, about the company and Avalara. We're going to talk about the impact of the new U.S. tariff laws, automating the sales tax compliance and the tax compliance in general when it comes to tariffs, and then how are tariffs affecting payment flows with the Nuvei functionality, the Nuvei Commerce Suite, the Nuvei AR financing capabilities, and we're going to wrap it up with a question and answer session and share our contact information. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and let Bridget get started. Thank you so much, Bridget.
Thank you, and thanks for having us today, and thanks for everyone for listening in and learning a little bit more about tariffs and tax compliance. I know this is a hot topic for everyone this year, right? So a little bit about Avalara. I've been here for 10 years, and wow, have I seen this company grow. Always still in the orange, so if you see us out there, you can't miss us. We've been in operation since 2004. We've been a Sage partner, I think one of our very first partners, I'm going to say like 2006. And what this slide says to me is we're large and we're global, and that means we need to get it right for you. So I think that's the most important thing, right? Our tax is right, your returns will be filed on time, all of our tariff and cross-border information has to be correct, just because we are helping so many customers. We file more than 51 million certificates if you're using our exemption certificate product. We have more than 1,200 integrations. We're in 75 countries. So we have the experts who know global, who know tariffs, and we're here to help you ensure that your global, your US, right? You know it's for US, but also your global compliance is correct. And now I'm going to turn it over to Kimberly.
Thank you, Bridget. Thanks everyone for joining. I'm super excited to share a bit about Nuvei and how our integration to Sage 50 adds value to your business. We have a really long, rich history in payments and ERP. Some of you may know us as Paya, and if you've been around for a long time, you might also know us as our original group, Sage Payment Solutions. So Sage Payment Solutions was sold in 2017 and rebranded as Paya in 2018, focusing on integrated payment processing. From there, we expanded to processing 30 billion in annual transactions from over 100,000 businesses, offering solutions across online, in-store, and mobile payments. In 2022, Nuvei acquired Paya for $1.3 billion, strengthening its US market presence and enhancing its payment technology capabilities. So let's pause here and look at the data that's really driving today's conversation. First, over 67% of small and medium-sized businesses in the US are reporting tighter cash flow directly due to tariffs. This isn't a theory, it's happening now. It's hitting businesses that are running lean and rely on accurate financial planning. Second, we're entering the most volatile period for tariffs in recent memory. 2024 to 2025 is when the most significant U.S. tariff adjustments are taking effect. These affect industries from electronics to manufacturing to consumer goods, and they're happening fast. And finally, if businesses don't act, the cost is real. The average margin erosion is 3.8% for companies that don't implement adaptive measures, like automating compliance or recovering fees through smarter payment solutions. This is the challenge Sage 50 users face, but it's also the opportunity. If you're using the right tools like Avalara and Nuvei, that 3.8% loss can actually become a recovery. Nuvei will help you reclaim control over payment processing inside Sage 50. As tariffs drive up your cost of goods and squeeze your margins, your ability to recover fees, speed up receivables, and reduce transaction costs becomes mission critical. And that's exactly what Nuvei's Commerce Suite is built to do. First, our surcharging lets you legally pass credit card processing fees back to the customer. That goes straight to your bottom line without increasing your prices. And perhaps the most important part for Sage 50 users, Nuvei is developed by former Sage VARs. So this means you're not dealing with a generic processor, you're working with a team that deeply understands your system, your workflows, and your challenges. So at the bottom line, Nuvei turns Sage 50 accounting software into a profit engine, not just a bookkeeping tool. Bridget, I'm going to hand it back over to you now.
Great, thanks, Kim. So what did happen when these tariffs were announced on Liberation Day? This is a chart just showing all the information that happened on that April 2nd that you can see here. And all of these were actually paused for 90 days with the pausing ending on July 9th. So look for updates coming. Avalara actually has a blog that we put the link in the chat for up-to-date news on tariffs. And we host a Tariff Tuesday every Tuesday. So if you'd like more information on that, or you have specific questions, that we don't cover today, be sure to check out that link because there's a lot of information on tariffs. And as we know, this is all changing. So basically, the pause ended except for China, and it's the baseline of a 10% increase. And then you can see the reciprocal tariffs that also went into play here. So this really brought sweeping retaliation from our trade partners. We've all seen it in the news. There's been a big change to de minimis, which I'll go into on a slide later. And this is going to hold up in court, right? So on May 14th, we agreed to a 90-day suspension of the tariffs. And this is kind of ongoing, looking on what's happening with the court trials. And where are we now? So this slide covers the changes as of June 16th, but I wanted to give a quick update that's not on this slide around Canada. So between Canada, there is supposed to be a 35% increase to the tariffs that's going into play on August 1st. So you might have heard about this in the news. This is definitely one to keep our eyes on. And again, you can kind of see that updated in the blog. So really, let's get into China. There's a 30% on the majority of Chinese imports that was happening on May 14th. And the total tariff rate for Chinese imports is confirmed to be 55% on June 1st. So this takes that 10% baseline plus like the 20% fentanyl exports plus the 25% in Section 301, right? Super detailed information that, you can ensure is really hard to keep up with manually, but you can ensure that, if you use a solution to help you with this, you'll get all your tariff rates and rules right. We talked about the Canada charge. You'll also see kind of the tariffs in the EU and in EMEA that are changing. The EU was accepting that 10% on all exports to the US. So we saw that coming into play kind of as a negotiation. And with these reciprocal tariffs, China has 10% on majority of US imports. That's been reconfirmed on June 11th. And then again, with the Canadian update, that might change to 35%. So, these are kind of where we were as June 16th. Major updates that happened since then have been with Canada, but it's still changing. And, I think just in general, no one knows what's going to happen. So be sure to keep our eye on our blog for more info. Next slide. So what is the end of de minimis? Well, I learned a lot about this when I was listening to Scott Peterson, who's our VP of Government Relations here at Avalara. And what this means, you know, I had no idea, I'll be honest. And de minimis is when you, like I'm in California and let's say I go to Mexico or it's summer, maybe I'm heading to Cabo, and they ask you if you bought any goods and services, so you pay the tax. There's usually that threshold of de minimis, which is, you know, sometimes I think it's under $1,000. It depends on the countries, that you don't have to pay that international taxes and duties, right? And so what's really happening here is the end of de minimis exemptions around China and Hong Kong. So before it was duty free for goods that were under $800, and this is going away. And it was also on postal shipments, there was no additional charges under 800. So really we've seen that threshold go away. And this is another thing to keep your eye on, another kind of piece of the puzzle around tariffs that you might not be aware of. And this is supposed to go away all of July 1st, right? So if you're traveling internationally, really be aware of that as well. So as we've seen, there's 4 pieces of global trade that you as a business need to be aware of. The de minimis exemptions, which we just covered, the country of origin, your tariff code classification, and the declared value of goods, which I know this can seem really overwhelming, especially if you weren't really dealing with tariffs prior to this year, but Avalara has a solution that can help you out. So how are you supposed to keep up with this, right? The out-of-date trade compliance information and your incorrect tariff results can result in penalties and fines and delays for non-compliance. You know, the goods and services could be trapped at the border. You could under or overcharge your customers on taxes and duties. You know, one example we share about this is if I'm here in California and I'm ordering that tank top on Amazon. This actually happened with me with my kids. It used to be $10, now it's $20 because of the tariff. Like, I feel like, am I getting overcharged? Is that just the tariff rate, or did they also raise the price on the clothes? You know, having an automated solution will really give you clarity around that and how to charge your customers. And then there's also this added cost for your supply chain. Right? Even if these tariffs go away, really your companies, you need to look at building a resilient supply chain in case this happens again. And if all of this is really overwhelming and confusing to you, as it is, I know I've been really confused by these tariffs all year, you're not alone. 55% of respondents find e-commerce cross-border business environment very challenging. Like, there's HS codes, and now there's tariffs, and all these very tricky things that you need to be aware of to run a global business. So good news, we're here to help you out and ensure that, you know, you have this whole tariff compliance in place. So beyond tariffs, you might be familiar with Avalara for our core solutions. Avalara works with all of the Sage products, especially here today with Sage 50. What we do inside of Sage 50 is for US and Canadian sales tax, we calculate the sales tax rate to make sure you're charging the right sales tax rate. And then we put that information on the returns. So we file the returns and remit payment to the states, really just like outsourcing your sales tax compliance to Avalara. And we also can help with exemption certificate management as well if you need that. And so that is our core solution. Now let's learn a little bit about our global integrations. So if you have any questions or if you're ready to go global with Avalara, there are a few different ways you can go at this. We have also VAT compliance, which isn't listed here. But for our cross-border solution, this is really flexible to work with how you want to work. There's 2 pieces to this, the HS codes classification that is listed in the tariff classification at the bottom, right? And this includes AI-based and self-serve capabilities, or we have a managed version as well to help with these tariffs. We also help with like the cross-border taxes, right? And the duties and payments up front through cross-border. And you can learn more about our government restrictions on selling these goods through our trades restrictions management solution. So this compares the few different flavors we have for our HS codes classification offerings, right? I think a great way to start here is the self-serve. This is an interactive guide to let you self-classify your products, right? You can do this yourself. You can kind of go at your own speed. It gives you the tariff information with help of AI to make sure this is right in your systems. And you can use a 6-digit or 10-digit tariff code depending on your needs. And we also have an automated version of our tariff code classification, which you can do a bulk file and upload. And we have a managed service, right? If you are having a lot of issues around this and this is a really huge piece of your business, we can have some people on our end help you out, as well as AI as well. So happy to dig into a second conversation about this, about our different issues, or different, not issues, services around tariffs. But, you know, we're here to help you however much you want to engage in a tariff solution. And our subscription actually gives you access to over 180 countries worldwide. So this is a really comprehensive, up-to-date database that's on demand, and we are updating this monthly to make sure all the rates and rules are correct. It's available in English and other languages and delivered through our real-time API, and also as we went over that self-serve bulk upload as well. Next slide. So we can really, I think the great thing too about this is you don't actually have to be using Avatax within Sage 50 to use our cross-border solution. Many, you might not be aware, but many of Avalara's solutions are sold standalone. So even Avatax, right? If you wanted to have the tax calculations just for sales tax with Avalara, you can purchase that standalone and then file your returns on your own. Now, most of our customers choose to have the filing and remittance automated as well. And then if they need it, the exemption certificate management, just because they want to offload all of that. But, you know, we understand, especially in this environment, that people's budgets might be tight. So we really kind of want to, you can stair step your way into using Avalara as well. Or if cross-border is just on your mind and you're like, I need to get this fixed first, you can definitely use this as a standalone product, right? It'll scale with your international growth by simplifying the complexities of your cross-border sales. If you need, you can lean on our team of experts to help you with this international compliance. And I think a great step one of this is, again, just checking out our blog and those webinars for a deeper dive. And this will help you cut costs and increase your accuracy with a really flexible, scalable tariff solution. It'll also reduce your costs and focus your efforts on your profitable transactions, right? No one really is like, oh, good, now there's all these tariff laws, I'm gonna get to work, like, right? We're like, oh no, what do we do? And how can we automate this? And how can we spend as much time on this, making sure we're accurate, right? So you can know with Avalara, we went over in the beginning, we're a $1 billion company. We have accurate, up-to-date information, and we can really help guide you through this process. And by this, when helping you, you're making sure that your customers are having that great experience, and they're not going to abandon their cart because all of a sudden that $10 tank top is $25. This will prevent shipments from being delayed at the border by, you know, not having your customs and duties in order. And it'll also improve your customer experience because you won't under or overcharge those customers. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Kim to learn more about Nuvei.
Thank you. So I'm going to share the functionality that makes up our B2B commerce suite, which will directly benefit your Sage 50 integration. And it's really as an extension to your ERP. So Nuvei's AR automation solution keeps users working within the ERP, providing self-service payment tools for customers. The customizable ERP portal includes click-to-pay functionality for seamless transactions. Our B2B Commerce Suite is designed to make your AR processes more efficient by combining AR automation with a modern self-service customer portal so your team spends less time chasing payments and more time focusing on growth. So with Nuvei, we're not just integrating with Sage, we're extending and expanding its native functionality, which gives you greater flexibility to accept payments and manage customer discounts directly within your ERP workflows. These are 3 clear benefits of leveraging our AR automation. If you've been struggling with any of these items or have been thinking about exploring a more enhanced system, we'd love to show you how our integration enhances your customer experience, drives efficiency through automation, controls your costs, and increases your cash flow by getting paid faster. Next slide, please. Thank you. So here's a quick look at what the customizable ERP portal is. It's easy to use for both merchants and customers. You can manage the full quote to cash process. It's very straightforward with a complete customer payment portal and also featuring fast pay anonymous payment links. Our integrated commerce suite has the AR features you need to accelerate your business forward. It supports all payment types, including credit card and ACH, and is PCI compliant. So in fact, businesses can securely perform account on-file functions without local data storage with built-in tokenization technology. In addition, both customer and vendor portals, as well as email messaging, are brandable so that you can create a clean, personalized user experience. With Nuvei's merchant portal, you have full control to easily brand your click-to-pay portal and payment pages to match your company's look and feel. Merchants can customize notifications, automate dunning, and manage how and when customers are reminded about overdue payments, all from a single user-friendly interface. This portal also syncs directly with your ERP, keeping your AR data accurate and up to date, while giving you the flexibility to enable or disable features like fee recovery, discounts, or partial payments. It's all about giving you the tools to manage payments your way, whether that's branding, customizing forms, or automating follow-ups to get paid faster. Another aspect of our Commerce Suite integration and functionality is our invoice financing. So what is invoice financing? This provides merchants with a reliable line of credit borrowing against the value of their accounts receivable. This can be used to cover gaps in cash flow or to pay short-term expenses. Our specialized offering is designed to cater to the distinct needs of the businesses we work with, empowering you to unlock your cash flow swiftly and confidently, enabling seamless progress and growth. So how does it work? This solution allows businesses to get paid today, rather than waiting weeks or even months for their customers to pay an invoice. This is a prevalent challenge faced by small and medium-sized businesses of all industries. Having access to cash significantly amplifies a business's ability to sustain growth, manage emergencies, and seize opportunities. We've created a holistic solution aimed at elevating the entire invoicing experience. Onboarding is simple. It can be completed in minutes without uploading documents or sending in paperwork. Once you've chosen an invoice to advance, you'll see cash in the bank within 24 hours, giving valuable time back to you as the business owner. You may have heard invoice financing and invoice factoring. So they solve similar problems. Invoice financing and invoice factoring, they are 2 different approaches to the issue of cash flow. Invoice financing is an agreement between the merchant and the lender. The customer never knows that their invoice was borrowed against, unlike invoice factoring, where a third party is sold and collected on by the buyer. So thank you everyone for your time today, and our team would love the opportunity to talk through your specific business needs and how our integration can solve your pain points. Our product team is ERP first, payment second. They have worked in the ERP for decades and truly understand how it works and how payments enhance your ERP. Our fully integrated AR system means you improve cash flow, reduce errors, increase efficiencies and costs, and ensures stronger security and compliance. Our Commerce Suite solution is here to take your AR game to the next level with functionality that will strengthen and streamline your everyday processes. And when you work with Nuvei, our team continues to provide dedicated support specialists to assist with any issues, ongoing enhancements to maximize system efficiency, a long-term partnership that ensures you continue to receive value. We don't just onboard customers, we're supporting you for the life of your account, ensuring long-term success and satisfaction.
Thank you, Bridget and Kimberly. Appreciate all the helpful information, and we hope to see you on a future webinar. Thank you, Bridget and Kimberly.
Thanks
Great
so much.
presentation.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.